Hi, I'm Brian, and I'm a game show junkie. Going as far back as the beginning of the genre, if a game show was popular, it would have its own home game version. But in the 1980s, an Australian game show creator and producer wondered, could you make a game show out of an already successful board game? After looking through countless popular titles, he created the television version of the game you've been playing all your life, Scrabble. If you're ready, put your thinking cap on and let's play some Scrabble. Right from the opening sequence, announcer Jay Stewart lets us know this isn't the same game we've grown up with.
An 8-letter word. The clue is he likes weddings. This is the crossword game you've played all your life, but never quite like this.
The game is broken up into multiple parts and went through several revisions. In every version, 2 players play a crossword version of Scrabble. The first to win 3 out of 5 words wins, meets the champion on Scrabble Sprint, and can leave with over $40,000 in winnings. The crossword starts with the host telling what random letter of the word you see first, also known as building on, the amount of letters in the word, between 5 and 9, and a clue to the word. In the first version, players take 2 tiles and 2 letters appear. They decide which one of the 2 letters they want to try in the word first. If it drops in, $25 is added to an accumulating bank. If the letter drops on a blue square, it adds $50, and $100 is added on a pink square. However, 3 letters don't belong in the word at all and are called stoppers. If they picked one of those letters, they would lose their turn. They also lose their turn if they guess the word wrong. If all 3 stoppers are found, they enter Speedword, where 1 letter at a time is randomly revealed, except for the final letter. The first to buzz in with the right answer wins the word. The first to 3 words wins all the money in the bank and faces the Scrabble Sprint champion for 3 times the amount. Sounds complicated? It is. In fact, it was so complicated, this format only lasted 1 week. The next version was easier to grasp. Play the words, no bonuses, first to 3 wins a flat $500, and the sprint was played for $1,500. Eventually, they brought the bonuses back. If the word was solved after a letter landed on a blue square, they'd get a $500 bonus, and $1,000 for solving it on a pink square. For some reason, they later decided to make the crossword game even more complicated. The bank was brought back, but now the players had to buzz in and spell the answer by filling in the missing letters. Each square was worth $50, a blue square was worth $100, and a pink square was worth $200, and later $500 to the bank. The bank does not work in this game! Even worse, if they guess a letter wrong, the amount of money built up for the word is taken away. This terrible format led to this anomaly.
They love to fly over nudist camps. Okay, fill them in.
You?
No, that's incorrect. I'm sorry. Fill the blanks in order or pick a tile, Chris, whatever you want to do. Okay, fill them in.
I.
No, sir, that's incorrect. Okay, Vaughn, you want to continue with this?
S, please.
They love to fly over nudist camps. Fill them in.
A.
Wrong. I've never had this happen. It's the first time. Chris?
I know it.
You know it? All right, fill it in.
O.
Yes.
I.
Yes.
T.
Yes.
E.
Yes.
Eventually, they did get it right, but we'll talk about that in a moment. The winner of the game faced the champion on Scrabble Sprint. This didn't go through as many revisions, but they did change it a bit. The first version had the challenger picking one of 2 packets. Each packet contained clues to 3 words. The clock starts forward when the first two letters appear at the bottom of the screen. They had to choose one letter at a time until they knew the word. The important difference was there were no stoppers. All the letters were good. Once they knew the word, they had to hit the plunger to stop the clock and give a guess. A wrong guess penalizes them 10 seconds. After the time is established, the champion plays the other packet of 3 words with the clock counting backwards. The player with the fastest time originally won 3 times the amount of the crossword bank, and eventually a flat $1,500. However, when a champion won 5 games and 10 games, they were awarded a bonus of $20,000. The maximum amount of money that can be won is $55,500. Later, the format was changed to each player playing the same 3 words. The champion is isolated off stage, and the challenger establishes the time as before. The fastest time wins the sprint and $1,500. Also, in an effort to not give away as much money, the $20,000 bonuses became flat amounts, meaning the most a person could win for 10 games is $40,000. Still good, but less than before.
It was during their $100,000 tournament that the perfect format for this game was born.
The champion faces a new challenger in the crossword. The winner establishes a time in Scrabble Sprint, playing 4 words instead of 3. Then another crossword game with 2 new players was played, and the winner tried to beat the established sprint time. Along with this change came the new bonus sprint. The champion was given 10 seconds to solve 2 more words. Doing so won them an escalating jackpot, starting at $5,000 and going up $1,000 every day it wasn't won. The most I saw it hit for twice was $18,000.
With this format, the game no longer overlapped from episode to episode, but each episode was its own self-contained game.
The set of Scrabble was the most colorful set at that time, and probably the most colorful ever. The set was created by art director Ed Flesch. Prior to Scrabble, he was known for co-creating the original set of Wheel of Fortune and the futuristic set of Press Your Luck. But since Scrabble had original source material to work with, he was able to go all out. Although a Scrabble board had 4 special color spaces, Flesch went with the 2 that popped the most, pink and baby blue. Also, to keep with the crossword feel, the background of the players in both Crossword and Scrabble Sprint looked like a cross between crossword puzzles and Scrabble boards. Speaking of both rounds, Flesch took his engineering from Press Your Luck and made the contestant areas spin from the crossword round to the sprint round. Originally, the tiles had the same generic pattern they had in the original pilot, but soon after were changed to dark blue with the numbers on them so the home audience would know which tile they took. Another interesting feature surrounded the bonus money. Originally, a graphic popped up to show how much money was won, but soon after, Chuck would count out the money in Chuck Buck's Funny Money. It wasn't real money like the Joker's Wild, but it was still cool to see. But the biggest visual was the spinning cube at stage right. 2 sides had a giant replica of a Scrabble board. A third side had a computer monitor with the digital board for the crossword rounds, and the fourth side was the set for the sprint rounds. It may not have looked as large in person as on camera, but the cube cost over $1 million to construct, making it the most expensive game show set ever. The host of Scrabble was veteran host Chuck Woolery. After a 7-year stint as the host of Wheel of Fortune, Chuck returned to NBC with a brand new word game that he seemed to love more than Wheel. In order for him to play along with the game, the answer on the card was covered up. When he thought he knew the answer, he'd uncover it and say whether or not it was what he thought. This led to some funny moments.
I had that one a little early, too. I'm real proud of myself. I'm starting to do pretty good on this game. I'm going to look at this one. I can't stand it any longer. I got to find out what it is. Have a fit. Ooh.
I'll take tile number.
I know what it is.
However, Chuck talking about anything could turn into a laugh fest.
You get what you wanted for Christmas?
No, considering I'm Jewish.
Oh. Get what you wanted for... I was ready to just skim over that, but I got to give it... That was good. That was good, Jason. Yeah. Well, what'd you get for Hanukkah?
Nothing yet. It's not that time of the year yet.
Oh, good. Well... All right, we're going to continue with today's game. Recap the scores, or recap them, actually. I really say that. A P and a P.
Oh, I think I'll have to take a pee.
Okay.
He even explained controversial situations like a champ.
Building on the letter T in mouth. 7 letters in the word. The clue is, some winning teams have long ones. Speak. Wait till he says go. You have to wait till I say go. Here we go. Some winning teams have long ones. I'm not going to tell you whether that's right or not. Some winning teams have long ones.
Streaks.
You have to wait till I say go, Chinton. Ready? Go. Oh, I can't believe it.
Streaks.
That's right. It probably looked terrible to you out there that Jim didn't get to be here and Denise did. But the fact of it is we have certain rules that we must comply with to be a legitimate game show on the air, and our compliances and practices look over our shoulder to make sure we do things right. And when I say up there, you may not answer until I say go, it means exactly that. And so Jim really kind of locked himself out, although he knew it, and gave the answer to you, and then you were able to beat him to the buzzer when I did, in fact, say go. So we have to stand by those rules, as bad as it may look. And
there was never a dull moment. How do you make a theme song for a game show based on a board game? Ray and Mark Ellis came up with a catchy answer. Not a bad theme for unfamiliar territory. However, one aspect they went a little too far with was the sound effects. A normal game show will have about 4 or 5 sound effects for a show, but Scrabble had 14.
14? That's almost 4 times the amount of sounds. We've never seen a game show with this ambitious of a soundtrack. Well, here they all are.
they can be raving. They can be raving. They can be raving. They babble a lot.
They babble a lot.
Stop her. I'll come back to you, Jerry. Tell me.
B. A. R.
A bottle opener.
E.
We're going to be building on the letter E, 9 letters in the word. The clue is it's worth $500 if you can tell me right now, Bernie. It's worth $1,000. Tell me.
Saunas?
R.
What pictures? Oh, he's up in here.
Ozone.
Yes.
My ears are tired from hearing all that.
As mentioned before, some game show catchphrases come early and some come later. However, Scrabble is a rare case where a lot of different phrases were said throughout the day by Chuck, but none of them stick out as memorable catchphrases. I'm going to have to go out on a limb here and conclude there is no catchphrase for Scrabble.
There you have it, Scrabble, a popular board game turned into a popular game show. Because of this hit, other companies tried game shows based on board games, but none of them saw the same success as Scrabble. I guess not every board game works as a game show. Until next time, I'm Brian, your game show junkie, saying, see you then.